Welcome back everyone to my newest Let's Play, Metroid for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'll be playing on the Wii Virtual Console, but it's basically a direct port of the 1986 release. So we're getting a little bit of the story here. Emergency order. Defeat the Metroid of the Planet Zebes and destroy the Mother Brain, the mechanical life vein. Galaxy Federal Police, M510. So that's our order. Our order is to travel to the planet Zebes. I know it says Zebeth there, but in the instruction manual and everywhere else it's called Zebes. And we take control of, not Metroid, but Samus Aran, a bounty hunter. And right away you'll notice that Samus can go left, right, and eventually we're going to find passages that go up and down. So there's a lot more movement than, say, a game like Super Mario Brothers, where you just basically ran from left to right. So this is a little bit of a different type of game. It's a action-adventure game, so we're having a big adventure here in this planet. We're going to be exploring the whole planet, picking up items similar to Zelda that will allow us to find new areas to explore. So if we would have initially went over to the right, from the start, we would have ran into this passageway here. Wouldn't be able to progress, so that's your clue to turn around if you're playing for the first time and check to the left. But with the Maru we can go into a ball and go through that small little passage. The thing was, apparently the designers were going to have Samus crawl, but they couldn't animate his sprite to crawl. So in order to get him to progress through tiny passages, they implemented that Maru, the ball form, for him to go through little small passages. So, and you'll notice that with a lot of the items that we're going to be picking up throughout the game. A lot of them have functions to basically allow you to explore deeper areas in this planet. So we start off in the area known as Brinstar, and Brinstar can be broken down into smaller parts. So we have like blue Brinstar over there, we pass through a little gate here, and now we're in gold Brinstar. And we're going to pick up another item shortly in this screen. It'll be the missiles. And missiles, besides increasing our offensive ability, they're much stronger than our normal beam weapon. They can take out enemies that take multiple hits in one hit. The missiles will also allow us to unlock red doors. Right now I've only been running into blue doors, which we can open with our beam. But there's going to be some doors that are red that can only be opened up with 5 missiles, shooting them with a missile 5 times. There's also a yellow door that can be opened with 20 missiles, but that's toward the end of the game, so we don't have to worry about that. I'll point it out when we get to it. But mainly we're just going to be running into blue and red doors. Now that we have missiles, we can open red doors. Also, enemies now will also drop missile icons. Right now they were mainly just dropping previously energy, which is like these little red balls. They fill up 5 points of energy, which is shown in the upper left corner there. Some of the larger enemies, like the Rios that sweep down, I'll point them out when we see a new one again. When they are destroyed, they can drop balls that give you 20 energy, but for the most part, enemies should give 5 energy balls. But now, when we have missiles, they can also drop these little missile icons, and picking up a missile icon restores 2 missiles. Each missile tank you pick up will allow you to have an additional 5 missiles. You can have a maximum of 255 missiles. 105 of them come from missile packs, or 105, and the other 150 come from defeating the mini-bosses, 75 per mini-boss you defeat. Pressing the select button turns Samus's gun from a little green to blue. That shows that he has selected missiles for his arsenal. And speaking of beams, we just got our first beam upgrade, the long beam. Previously our beam only shot out about 4 body lengths from Samus. Now the beam will fly all the way across the screen, so makes your attack much more powerful. There's also 2 other beam upgrades that we can get. Unfortunately, you can't have both of these beam upgrades at the same time. In future Metroids, you can. the two beam upgrades are the Ice Beam, which is needed to defeat the title Metroids in the game, but not necessarily to beat the game. And then the other beam is the Wave Beam. Both of them have different properties. The Ice Beam is half as strong as your regular beam. The first shot freezes an enemy, so you can use them as platforms or just to avoid them. The Wave, it shoots in the same pattern as your regular beam. The Wave Beam moves in a sine wave in front of you, so it can hit enemies that are crawling on the ground, like the little zoomers there, over there, that's crawling around right now, to the right. Just destroyed it. And it's twice as powerful as your regular beam, but it can't be used to defeat the Metroids. So, we'll be getting an Ice Beam first. There's actually two Ice Beam upgrades. We'll pick them both up, and only one Wave Beam upgrade. If you want to switch between them, all you have to do is just, if you have the Wave Beam, then you pick up an Ice Beam, you want the Wave Beam back, just go back to where you initially got the Wave Beam, and it'll be there again. So, you never really lock yourself out of getting either of the beams. Here's another new item there, the Energy Tank. Whenever we pick up an Energy Tank, you'll notice that a blue dot, a blue square, appeared above our energy. You initially can only start with 99 bits of energy. Each time you pick up an energy tank, though, you add an additional 100 to it, your energy maximum. When that energy tank is depleted, that blue box will gray out, and we'll just be back down to our regular 99 energy. You can refill your energy tanks by, of course, picking up energy pellets that these enemies can drop, or by getting another energy tank. You can have a maximum of 6 energy tanks, so for a maximum of 699 energy. However, there are actually 8 energy tanks in the game, so they threw in 2 extras there that we basically use to refill your health, but they won't add to your total health. So these are the Rio enemies I talked about earlier. I forgot to point them out, but they can drop 20 energy pellets, so we're looking for a missile drop, though, more importantly than that. And most of the time the game seems to know when you want missiles, and it won't drop them. But luckily, if you, in this game, enemies respawn, so if we weren't able to pick up those missiles there, we could have just ran back and forth in the room and kept shooting those Rios and hopefully have one of them drop missiles. Here we got another upgrade item, the bombs. Bombs, if we roll down into the Maru form, Samus can place up to 3 bombs on the ground. They do a little bit more damage than your normal beam, and they can be useful for taking out ground enemies like those zoomers, these Rios when they sweep all the way down to the bottom of the ground, and they can also be used to open up new passages. You can also use them to kind of increase your jump height. You lay a bomb down, and then when the bomb explodes, it kind of propels you up, and at the top of the propulsion, you can hit the jump button and get a little bit of extra height on a jump, and I'll use that trick in a little bit. So, but mainly the bombs are going to be used to take out small enemies and to open up new passages. And we're going to open up one of those new passages to pick up the Ice Beam in just a little bit. We're going to backtrack here through what I like to call quicksand Brinstar, because the sand here, it's like quicksand. It pulls you down, and it can be a little bit tricky to jump out of it, so you want to make sure you're pressing the A button down firmly. Depending on how hard you press the button determines your jump a little bit, so you can control your jump slightly. A light tap of the A button will give you a small jump. A hard tap, press down, will make you jump a little higher. So keep that in mind when if you fall down into the quicksand here like I have here. So don't panic. Quicksand takes about 2 chunks of health per second. So even though it looks like your health is draining fast, you have time to escape, as long as you're not panicking. So got a good missile pickup there. That's good. these enemies, Weavers, they can also drop 20 pellet health. So we saw we just got one there. And right here we have a secret passage. We put a little bomb there, and we can fall down here, and we get to a secret area where we can get the ice beam. Luckily we have our 5 missiles. You see this room is kind of common. It's kind of a blue pipe room. The music changes a little bit. That's usually your special item room. You end up in one of them, you know you're going to get a special item. And here we get the ice beam. So now our beam is going to take on a blue dot color. And you'll notice if we hit an enemy, it'll freeze the enemy, allowing them to be used as a platform, or just to avoid them altogether. So you can also say freeze those Rios, and then instead of shooting them with your beam, because your beam is a little weaker now, it's ice beam, you can freeze the Rios and then jump on them, place a bunch of bombs on them, take care of them that way. You can also freeze these little rippers there. So here I'm going to use that little bomb trick. I'm going to place a little bomb, and then the bomb is going to propel me upward at the top of the propulsion area there. I can press the jump button, get a little bit extra height, and that allows me to get out of that little pit there. Otherwise, you're going to have to just time your jump to a point where you kind of jump and you hit the block. You end up in the same square as the block as it reappears, and then that'll collision cause you to take some damage, and it'll propel you upwards, because the game is like, wait, you shouldn't be in this block, you shouldn't be stuck in the block, we gotta get you out of the block, and it'll propel you upward to escape. So back in Gold Brinstar, now we're gonna head to the last sort of area in Brinstar. We're gonna head up, and I like to call this the Brinstar greenhouse, because it kind of has some plants in it like a greenhouse would, and it's green. So yeah, this is how I kind of made out maps when I was a little kid. You know, I call things, you know, the quicksand, Brinstar quicksand, or Brinstar green, house, just to keep myself from getting lost. So, but you don't have to worry about getting lost, because you can find maps on the internet these days, and you can just kind of watch playthroughs like this. So, see, it's like a greenhouse. There's a whole bunch of like bushes and stuff, and it's green. So, but we're coming in here to pick up a few items. We're gonna pick up the another missile tank, and we're also gonna get another energy tank. But we're also going to pick up the only armor in the game. So future games have different suits. They have the Varia suit and the gravity suit. This game only has the Varia suit. So we're gonna blow up the ceiling here, cause this little Weaver to head up to the ceiling with us. And we're just gonna wait until he gets over to the side here, so we can make him as a platform. Thanks to we have the ice beam, and that'll allow us to get to this area here. You could get to this area later with some backtracking. This game encourages a lot of backtracking, but if you know what you're doing, you can kind of sequence break, and which is kind of a famous thing for Metroid, sequence breaking, or doing things out of order. I guess the game intended you to get the high jump boots, which basically increase your jumping height, because with the high jump boots you can make that jump easily. But since we have the ice beam, and we can force a Weaver up into that hole, we can get this suit, the Varia suit, earlier than I guess the game designers intended. So that's one of the interesting things about Metroid that makes it such a good speedrunning game for so many people, is that you can kind of do things out of order and find new tricks to, you know, speed up the way you get the game. You don't necessarily have to progress through the game one certain way. If you're very skilled, you can take shortcuts. So finally we got our 5th missile there. It'll be nice when we get our 2nd missile upgrade soon, so we don't necessarily farm missiles a lot. So we head over here, and we're going to get the Varia suit, and Samus is going to take on this white color. So that's the way we can distinguish. With the Varia suit, we now take half damage. Everything only does half of the damage it does, and that includes environmental hazards like the sand. The sand will slowly tick now maybe only 1 health per second as opposed to the 2 that it was doing. So because we have the bombs, we can bomb down. Future Metroid games you can shoot down, but for now we just have to bomb down. And we're gonna make our way over to the right, and over here is where we're gonna be able to get our another energy tank and some missiles. So avoid that. Rio. Wait. And here's our other missile tank. And like I said earlier, each missile tank you get gives you 5 additional missiles. And each energy tank gives you an additional 100 energy. So there's a little bit of a glitch there. Use our bombs to propel ourselves upward, go through that little secret passageway, and we get another energy tank here. And then we're going to head over to the right, and we're going to fall down a column, and it's going to take us past the room where we got the bombs. And then we're going to backtrack through the Brinstar quicksand area. And then we're going to head back to the room where we got our initial missile tank. So, and while we're doing a whole bunch of that backtracking, I figured now's a good time to go over the story, the Metroid story, and this is taken from the Metroid manual. So, in the year 2000 of the history of the cosmos, representatives from the many different planets in the galaxy established a congress called the Galactic Federation, and an age of prosperity began. A successful exchange of cultures and civilizations resulted, and thousands of interstellar spaceships ferried back and forth between planets, but space pirates also appeared to attack the spaceships. The Federation Bureau created the Galactic Federation Police, but the pirates' attacks were powerful and it was not easy to catch them in the vastness of space. The Federation Bureau and the Federation Police called together warriors known for their great courage and sent them to do battle with the pirates. These great warriors were called Space Hunters. They received large rewards when they captured pirates and made their living as space bounty hunters. It is now the year 20x5 of the history of the cosmos, and something terrible has happened. Space pirates have attacked a deep space research spaceship and seized a capsule containing an unknown life form that has just been discovered on planet SR-388. This life form is in a state of suspended animation, but can be reactivated and will multiply when exposed to beta rays for 24 hours. It is suspected that the entire civilization of planet SR-388 was destroyed by some unknown person or thing, and there is a strong possibility that the life form just discovered was the cause of the planet's destruction. To carelessly let it multiply would be extremely dangerous. The Federation's researchers had named it Metroid and were bringing it back to Earth when it was stolen by the space pirates. If Metroid is multiplied by the space pirates and then used as a weapon, the entire galactic civilization will be destroyed. After a desperate search, the Federation police have found the pirates' headquarters, the fortress Planet Zebes, and launched a general attack. But the pirates' resistance is strong, and the police have been unable to take the planet. Meanwhile, in a room hidden deep within the center of the fortress, the preparations for multiplying the Metroid are progressing steadily. As a last resort, the Federation police have decided on this strategy: to send a space hunter to penetrate the center of the fortress and destroy the mother brain. The space hunter chosen for this mission is Samus Aran. He is the greatest of all the space hunters and has successfully completed numerous missions that nobody else was able to do. He is a cyborg. His entire body has been surgically strengthened with robotics, giving him superpowers. Even the space pirates fear his spacesuit, which can absorb any enemy's power, but his true form is shrouded in mystery. The planet Zebes is a natural fortress. Its sides are covered in a special kind of stone, and its interior is a complicated maze. On top of that, the pirates have planted devices and booby traps in the maze, and the pirates' eerie followers lie in wait around every corner. Samus has now succeeded in penetrating Zebes, but time is running out. Will he be able to destroy the Metroid and save the galaxy? So yeah, that's a little bit of a further expansion on the story that we got, that little order that we got at the beginning from the Galactic Police. The instruction manual calls it Zebes, so that's as opposed to Zebeth. And speaking of the planet and the Pirate's Fortress, now we're in a second area. This is Norfair, the fire area of the game. So this is probably the largest area in the game, most confusing. There's a lot of power-ups in this area, so it's gonna take quite a while to pick them all up, but we'll be picking them all up because this is a 100% playthrough. So we're going to start off similar to how we started at the beginning. We're going to head to the left. And that's going to take us through some winding passages where we can get another missile tank. So, and then we're going to head back to the elevator. So, and then we'll proceed to the right. But it's very similar in music. Instead of Rios, we have these other guys that I forget what they're called initially, but what they're called, but they basically function as, you know, Rios. They sweep down, take a bunch of hits. So you just saw something there. Blocks respawn after a while if you shoot them. So if you shoot a block, don't worry, and you need a block to jump, don't worry, eventually it'll respawn. So you're not stuck out if a block gets destroyed. Although I'm stuck right there on that little ripper, so we just head back through this secret passageway using our bombs to destroy the little gaps, blocks that block us. And then we're going to head back toward the elevator, and that'll be where we, so, that's where we're going to end it, but we can go a little bit further, I think. So, episodes are going to tend to be about a little over 20 minutes in length. That's a good time to get a lot of things here, but we're going to head over here through one more room, and then we're going to end up in a large vertical shaft, and that's where we'll end the episode. So we'll end it on the cliffhanger. Where are we going to go? You know, up, or are we going to go down? So, yeah, try to end things on cliffhangers. But, like I said, a lot left to explore, but which way will we be exploring in our next episode, up or down? Follow along to find out. Take care. Bye.